Hello, my name is Jola Sobanski, and I came to United States from Poland 34 years ago. And we met Dr. Hart, and he helped us get situated, and he invited us to the farm. And I started making candles. Probably the first year they start to do the festival on the farm. And it was a lady, Ruth Bishop, which taught me how to do the candles. She gave me the first outfit. This one I made myself later on. And it's kind of interesting, the history of candle making, because it started long time ago, even before the Christ. And the first candles were made from animal fat called tallow, and the people put some oils in it and tried to make them smell better because they gave a lot of smoke and they smell bad. So they were trying to find better things to make the candles, and they start making candles from the beeswax and bayberry bush. Bayberry bush is a evergreen which kind of grows around the Atlantic coast, and it was hard to get the wax because the bushel of berries gave just 4 to 5 pounds of wax. And the candles were really big thing. They were reserved for the churches and rich people because they were expensive, and the people which had the candles, they of course had to kind of divide them by the time, how much they can burn, because of the cost of the whole process and the candle itself. And there were few ways to make the candles. By dipping, that was the simple way to do it. You melted the wax in the pot and just keep dipping the wick until the candle got the size you wanted. And later on, because the process takes more time, the people figure out how to make molds. The small ones, bigger ones, and I have example here of few different kinds. And the molds were kind of simple thing, but tricky thing to do it. You had to thread the mold with the wick, which was braided. The wick is made from cotton, so if it's thicker and braided, it burns slower, so the candle lasts longer. You have to grease the inside, the mold, then thread this and pour the wax. The wax needs to get hard for a few days. Then you have to heat it up again, the mold, so the walls of the mold get warm, and then you can pull out the candles. Let me talk about a little bit of beeswax and the color of wax. So the color of wax will depend what the bees are collecting. What they're collecting is pollen from the different flowers or different bushes and different things. So we have this color, and of course, the wax will be the part where they build the honeycomb to store the honey. So this is the part which we retrieve the wax. So let me talk about a little bit of the process of dipping the candles. That's the wick, and we start with the wick. The wick is braided cotton, and it can be thicker, it can be a little bit thinner. It depends what size the candle you are making. And the whole process is dipping the wick in the wax and cold water to cool it off. And the time of making candle will depend on the temperature of the wax. If it's too hot, it will just not build up. If it's too cold, it will get clumps. So the wax is probably right now very good temperature, so I will start showing you the whole process. And probably it's going to take few minutes, about 5 to 10 minutes. The first layer is always the hardest one, harder, because it will drip off and it's too hot right now. So this is why we cool off. Yeah, it's a little bit hot, but the fire is not. And probably this pot keeps like around 10 pounds of wax. It is not really big. It will be great if I can dip the wick straight down, so they will be longer and bigger. This way I have to just put them on the side. Like you can see, or it's already thick layer on the wick. Each dip will add a layer. And I am making 2 candles at one time, so it saves the time instead of making just one. And usually you need to snip off the bottom because it will get longer and longer. Right now the wax is really soft and warm. It kind of reminds of child Play-Doh. You can mold and do stuff because it's really soft. You cannot tell how many dips it takes because it depends from the wax, how quickly it will, build up on the, and how many layers. I don't know how many layers, I never counted them. And of course, the size is individual thing, how long and how thick it's supposed to be. It depends, what you're using this for. Takes few minutes. So when I am snipping the bottom, I am putting the wax back to the pot because nothing cannot get waste because it was expensive, and even the small pieces, they went back to the pot because they need to be reused. This is after I dip in the water. I will try to make them straight. They are very soft right now. So right now we got our candles to the right size. That's the last dip in cold water. Shake it off, and it will go on the rack to hang for 2-3 days. It will get hard and stiff, and then you can use this. And if you like to see me making those candles on the farm, come and see me in October when we have the big festival.